seem to
Premature ejaculation.
you guys. It seems like you guys want to talk about this a little bit.
Well, like I said in that podcast, I think it's
It's
something a lot of men can relate to.
yeah,
A lot of us have just busted too quick.
yeah,
Like it's happened.
yeah. Now, do we go into like? How do you stop that from happening? Like, have you ever felt like that coming on? You're like, I gotta shut this down, or like,
Oh,
what do you-
yeah.
what do you do? I think for me, it's about like controlling a pace. If I feel it coming on, you have to learn how to control the pace and stop yourself before like there comes a point where like there's no turning back.
Right.
You know, you haven't come yet,
Right.
but there's no turning back from it.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, you're like
You're in trouble.
You pass that threshold, and it's like, okay, in about 2 minutes
Red alert.
or 30
Red alert.
seconds, whatever, I can't. It's already on its way, so I
Yeah.
can't stop anymore. So it's learning to stop before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not easy.
yeah,
I think for me, and probably like the most used piece of, I guess, advice is like switch positions real quick.
yeah.
Just switch it up. It'll give you that little break that you,
know,
might need.
girls know that though. Right?
Oh, yeah, 100% they know that.
When you switch it up
100%.
positions a lot, they're like, oh, he's probably gonna come.
Yeah.
so he's
Yeah.
got to change it up.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Switch it up the positions. Something that I don't think is recommended a lot that I think men need to do is do your Kegels.
Men doing Kegels.
Men's do Kegels. So
Okay.
that muscle that we use, when you're taking a piss,
Yeah.
and you can stop yourself from pissing, that muscle that you use,
I've never been able to do that.
you've never been able to do that.
Never been able to do that.
You can't just
I'm-
stop yourself from pissing?
Nope. I remember a cousin. If I'm like, yeah,
What?
if I'm afraid of something or like if I'm startled or something, I can do it. But like, I'm not on command. I remember a cousin of mine said this
So
to
wait,
me
when I
once.
say the muscle, you don't know you know what I'm talking about? There's a muscle in between our balls and our asshole.
Yeah,
And the muscle's there.
yeah.
And like you flex that and then you like stop pissing.
Is this the same muscle that makes it twitch?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I
yeah,
know how
pretty
to do
much.
that, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to stop a piss.
So anyways, like I was saying,
don't
if
know
we
how to
do
stop
that,
this. Yeah.
it builds that muscle and then you can use that muscle to make yourself last longer.
Okay,
It can
well,
stop it from
Help
coming out.
Educate our viewers and me. How do you exercise this muscle? What's the feeling or sensation to do this? Like I don't have any control connection to that muscle.
You do
How do I do that?
you
I'm
do
trying to
reps
do it right
just as you
now.
would.
I can't. I don't even know. I'm not. There's nothing. There's nothing like connecting down there.
You do reps. You do reps just as
Yeah,
you would.
but how do like?
Your biceps.
It's weird because
or
it's
your
like
quads.
yeah, like you say flex my bicep. I can like flex my bicep.
yeah.
But you say
You flex, you hold. Same
flex
thing.
your
squeeze,
taint, and
you
I'm like,
squeeze,
I don't
you
know how to do
hold,
that.
You squeeze, you hold. There's actually apps that you can download to help
Is it
you.
kind of like squeezing your butthole a little bit?
Uh,
Are you trying to do it right now to see if you if
my
I'm right?
butthole doesn't squeeze when I do it.
Not even a little bit.
Not really.
I'm doing it wrong. I think.
Maybe. But I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing, and you could help.
And what you could stop it?
It'll
That's
help you
bullshit.
stop.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it'll help you
bullshit.
stop. You can't like when you're about to go, like say you push past that point you were talking about,
Yeah.
and you should have stopped and you didn't, and it's about to like come out. You're like, oh, you can use this muscle,
And stop it.
stop it.
But
Go
if
back.
it's coming out, then you can't stop it.
If it's already coming out, if the muscle's strong enough, you can stop some of it from coming out, and then maybe
The rest will just
you can
droop out.
regenerate fast
The rest will
and
drip
go
out.
again, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, and I don't know this, I've never tried this, but like if you push on the muscle too, again in between your balls and your butthole,
Yeah.
you could stop it as well. I've never tried that, but apparently if you push on the muscle, it I guess maybe pinches it or redirects.
I
it
feel like
coming
it's
out.
the
I don't know.
opposite.
I don't know. It'll make it come out more.
I feel like it's the opposite.
You're like, yo, you did tickle my butt.
I feel like it's the opposite.
That feels good.
I feel like it's the opposite. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you how I know.
Yeah, we get canceled for sure.
I'm not going to tell you how I know, but I feel like it's the opposite.
We thought the woke talk would cancel us. Nah, it's gonna
We
be
were
the
completely wrong. We were
it's
completely
gonna be
wrong.
the man talk, bro.
Yeah, I don't know any other way to like really stop that. We brushed on like you said you think that porn is causing men to go faster, and I kind of disagreed with that. I was on the opposite side of the fence, saying that I think porn, the overstimulation of porn would kind of like matte and kind of dim the act of actual sex if it's not like overly explicit and all of that shit.
Well, I know that happens because it makes us like, I guess, expect certain things.
Yeah.
Because we see how like they do it in the porns. We're like, oh, sex is supposed to be like that when it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
Well, maybe sometimes it is, but
Sometimes
it's like that.
Sometimes it's real. It's better
Not
than
all
the
the
porn
time.
itself.
Not all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like even just the other day, and this is like super personal, but like I was with my wife and I was like I'm like I was horny. I was like, let's get it done, and I was like, all right, let's do this, and I was like, let me just jam it in there. I'm like, I can't just jam it in there. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. I'm like, I gotta turn myself on.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have some foreplay. You gotta
Yeah.
like get going.
You know what's crazy is how we think that like women are so complex, and they are, but we don't give ourselves like that grace that we are complex too.
Agreed.
You know, we think that just because we're like typically we're horny all the time. I mean, which there's to some degree.
Yeah.
But like when you're in a relationship for a lot longer and stuff, like it's weird that men kind of start to shift and there's way more stuff that they need, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's just way more stuff that they kind of need. They could probably still have sex, but it's just like,
yeah,
it's not it for them.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, it's weird that like now, you know, I'm with my girl or whatever, and you know, I'll be like, man, like you want to kiss her or something, like,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you don't want to just like jam it in there, like
yeah.
you said, right?
Yeah. Like you would think like because when we're younger, like
Yeah.
what's foreplay? No, I just want to get off, right?
Yeah,
And
that's okay sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's a different type of sex that you have,
yeah.
and it's normally just like when you do that stuff again, it's more just like this physical aspect that you're just trying to like satisfy because you don't get to connect yet, and it takes a long time. You know, it's so weird that we're talking about this on a men's podcast, but it takes a long time for you to connect, like even
connect,
as a
yeah.
dude. Right, it takes time to warm up to your girl or whatever and like connect with her before that happens. But we don't really talk about that. All we put is like this, like the emphasis on a girl, like, oh, you need to do this, you need to play with her, you need to go down on her, you need to kiss her, you need to do this, and we never talk about like
How we should really
like,
feel during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good question because I think we could both agree, like we've said it before, there are those times where just like the smell is so amazing. And just kissing your woman is absolutely incredible. Like the other day I was with my wife and I was just kissing her and she's like, yo, stick it in. I'm like, I was having so much fun just kissing her. Like it felt like the whole thing was an orgasm, just kissing her.
Yeah.
So my question is like, so you can relate to that. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
Have you ever
Last night.
have you ever had that? And it's not all the time that happens, but have you ever had that with a woman who was just like you know, a fling, or like wasn't like something more than just a girl you were hanging out with? Like for me, it's only ever
I don't
been.
think I've ever had that with a girl I was just hanging out with.
Yeah, and I'm just coming to
Or
this
if it
realization
has
now.
happened, then it turned into something else. It turned
Mm.
into something else. Like
Okay.
once you connect with somebody, like
On that
that's
level.
yeah, then like that's where like feelings really start to develop.
Yeah.
Before that, it's attraction and lust and primal instinct.
Yeah. So what is that? Is that like love, or is
I don't
that
know,
like
I'm not gonna go that
just
far,
a
bro.
profound-
You're going too far about love.
what is it? A love or just a profound connection with somebody? Like, because I
You
can
know
say
what?
it's
Maybe-
only happened
maybe
with my
it's-
wife.
Maybe it's not love yet, but it's the beginning of it.
Or you're just so comfortable with that person.
I think the connection allows you to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? When you
Yeah.
connect with somebody, right? Then you can. It's almost like you kind of feel like, oh, fuck. That's a hard one. I started to open up my mouth about something that is really challenging to explain.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you feel like you connect with somebody, all of a sudden you feel like comfortable, like, okay, whatever I do here, like, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not gonna. She's not gonna make me feel
not gonna get
embarrassed.
judged.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get judged or whatever. Maybe she won't be into it, but like, I'm not gonna feel bad for doing it, and vice versa. And
Because I guess with a new girl, we're so concerned with being like good and performing.
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But when you connect, you're just like, that feeling just kind of washes away and you're not thinking about it, which I feel like actually makes you perform better when you're
100%.
not thinking about how to perform.
100%.
Right? We talked about
And that's
that.
when you'll actually last longer.
Yeah, when you start thinking like, oh, I gotta like friggin' mess this shit up, then
Yeah.
you're popping off super fast. You're popping off so fast
You're
because
done.
constantly you're thinking, I gotta fuck this up, but so you're also thinking, I can't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And then you definitely go.
The anxiety kicks in and you're done.
You're popping
yeah,
off.
you're toast. You're
right?
toast. Yeah, when
So-
you can just let yourself enjoy the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and when
I agree
you,
with that.
so like what you're talking about, when you're, for me, I think when you start like appreciating so much more, it lasts longer. Until like you get to that point and there's so much stimulation from everything
Yeah.
that like then it happens,
Yeah.
right? But it's just a different, I just sound so like corny, but it's just a different feeling. It's a different feeling like coming when you have all of these like sensory overload coming together. Then you're just looking at some like sexy chick and you fucking and you're like, this feels good. And you're just, so it's just the physical and the visual. But like when you're like your heart's in it and you're starting to like,
It's different.
you know, you can hear her breathing and you're in sync and the smell and there's this and there's that and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So for all the young G's out there,
the young G's don't want to hear about that.
no, for all the young G's out there who are, they're with girls, they're getting it
Yeah.
on the very, very often, and they're having sex and it's fun. Know that there's more out there.
Yeah.
There's one day you're gonna meet this girl and it's gonna be so mind blowing, and it's
Yeah.
not just gonna be about your dick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about like everything, the mental, everything that has to go along with the emotion, everything.
Okay, try to, maybe this is a hard question to ask, but if you can think about like early stages of this happening, I still don't even think I was able to comprehend like there was something more. I think I just thought, oh, this was just better sex.
Yeah, probably.
It wasn't still later, as you start to mature and you're just like, oh, this is what's actually happening.
Yeah. I'm almost
Yeah.
only realizing now that like I've only really had that experience with my wife, even though I've been with other
Really?
females in
You've
my
never
life,
had it
right?
with anyone else?
like that just like where everything's
Not
so heightened
at the level, maybe
Not at
okay,
that level,
Not
yeah.
at that level. You've probably
Yeah.
had it with
Where
other
the- where
girls,
the-
but
where
maybe
the kiss is just so amazing.
Yeah.
No, I've never had
so,
it with
okay.
anyone else.
So let me clarify. You've never had it at all, or you just haven't had it to the level that you have it at with your wife. Did I say that? Like, I feel like I said that really confusing.
Well, Mike, it's been so long
Yeah, oh my
since
God.
I've been with
All right,
another
next,
female because
forget
I was
about
with my
Because this
wife
guy's
for a
just
long
trying
time.
to just keep his marriage in good
That's
grace right
correct.
now.
I should speak of anything else
Okay, fair enough.
because
Fair
our
enough.
memories aren't that good.
Fair. That's not something you remember now. 'Cause
Correct.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth on this one. How about
100%.
yourself, Michael?
What's the question? What are you asking?
If you've had that experience with her, well, I guess I already asked
Yeah,
that.
I
You
have,
already-
yeah.
you've had it.
Yeah, I've had that with-
but not to that level.
Yeah, no, I have.
Oh,
I've
shit,
had
okay.
that with a select few.
Okay.
It's a very small few, and it's I've talked about this with like friends, girlfriend, whatever. You can have great sex. We talked about it. You can have great sex, and then you can have like sex where you connect with somebody, and it's very different. And it doesn't mean that the sex you have was shit before. It could be great. It's just different, right? It's just different. That's all it is, man. It's like you can play Gran Turismo on the best virtual sim,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
And then you get into a real GTR or a Lambo or whatever it is, Porsche, and you're like, oh, this is different. This is different. You
Well, I
start-
pleed the fifth because I just don't remember.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I don't
anything
know.
about- This
I
is
don't
a
know.
complicated question for you to ask because it's
Yeah.
difficult for you.
Very complicated.
Yeah.
But